This is going to be just a quick overview of what I've done with Microsoft Teams. And I still have questions about how the software works and some of its features, but there are a few features that I want to highlight that I have really appreciated using. So, first things first, you go in, you create a brand new team, as I've done here for CIS 122. Then you can add new people to your team by using COCC's DLX CRNs, and it'll suck in all of the students in that DLX, which is what I did in this particular case. I then set up a number of forums, so for just different purposes. The general forum, I realized I wanted to make one of these, it's like a discussion board, if you will, with different areas. I wanted this one to be one that I was the only person I could post to. I didn't realize that at first, but that's a good idea. And this is the main one that you see here. So I've posted things to it. One thing that they need to fix, and they say they're going to fix, is when you add and remove people, and you'll notice it posted it to this general forum. They say now that that's something they've fixed. I haven't figured that out yet. I didn't like everybody seeing this when somebody dropped the class. You can see how annoying that is right there, especially at the beginning of the term. So anyway, I post general messages here that people should be paying attention to. The message posting is pretty nice. You can use let me just see if I can do something here. I'll just do a quick reply here. And then you can go into a full screen editor or a one-liner, but here, not full screen, but here's a more robust editor with all the various options you might want to do here. So I'm not going to go ahead and do this. I'll just bail on that. So again, just different forums for various and sundry. You'll notice that you can post snapshots in the forum pretty much like you would expect. And when you post these, then people get notifications of them, and so they see that somebody did post. So this is pretty standard stuff, not any big deal. One thing that I did like about this system that was a little different than Blackboard is when you use chat. So if you click up here and you do a new chat, then you enter people and so on and so forth like you would expect. But it basically maintains a private chat. And so if I come over here and look at my chats, so Marshall Brooks chats with me, and you'll notice that it maintains the history of all my chats with Marshall. Which is, great. It's like a text messaging system, if you will. I can't really think of a way to do this with Blackboard. I think you could use the journal somewhat effectively to do it in Blackboard. But this is, I think, really almost worth its weight in gold, to tell you the truth. Also, you have an activity area here that tells you what's going on. You get postings there. So back at my teams. So you'll notice on my general panel here, I have the various posts. Then notice it files. You can actually access your OneDrive. You'll notice I've created a folder and uploaded one thing just to kind of try this out. Actually, it looks like one of my students. I'm not sure exactly. This is one of these things, a little bit of a mystery to me, but you'll notice the various options here. And you do have access to your cloud drive, your Microsoft OneDrive in this environment, which is kind of nice. The next thing is this class notebook, and that's an area that I use extensively. And the reason I use this extensively, as you'll see here in just a minute, is that this gives me an environment that I can use my pen interface on my iPad. I got a new iPad 11 with the pen interface, by the way. I love that thing. It's the iPad Pro. But every student gets a notebook of their own. This is a Microsoft OneNote environment. So if I go into Abby's notebook here, you'll notice that these various categories. Now, I didn't know exactly how to set these up initially. It did set it up with these already. I added midterm later. There is a way to distribute a new section to everybody. I'm not sure if I could delete sections from everybody, but I would go in and manage this a little differently. But right now, it's pretty straightforward. Students post things in their homework space, and you'll notice in their homework space, I asked them to do this brief introduction. They post that. They put a picture of themselves there. That's cool. And then they started posting their various exercises, and using my pen interface, I can go in and actually write on these various exercises. There you see me, I circled that, for instance. I didn't do much on this one. Let's go back, see if I did something on. These are all very straightforward. Maybe she did her homework since the last time I graded it. I was having a little trouble getting people to do their homework. Oh yeah, see, there's something. I just said thank you on that one. And so if everything looks good, that's kind of the mark I'm going to make on it. So here I had them, I created this and then had them post their midterm there. And so I click on the midterm, and I copied it in here. And so I could make any comments I needed. You'll notice I basically, using my pen interface, I wrote on it and showed them where they marked points off and gave them notes and so on and so forth. I'm not sure if the color green was the best. I'm doing it with a dark interface, and on the white background it doesn't necessarily look as good as it does on a black background. But I was trying to avoid the red. Maybe blue would be better, right? But the pen interface is invaluable to me for the grading, and so this was just fantastic. I can't think of a better way to do it, and I've been sort of jonesing for this for a long time. And that's why I bought the iPad, and that's pretty much why I decided to use Teams, because I know I can do this here. You can also use a pen interface in Microsoft Word. So if you're a heavy Microsoft Word user, Donna used it to teach her statistics classes spring term. She actually just went right into OneNote or into Microsoft Word and essentially wrote with her pen. She was using a Microsoft Surface Pro. She just wrote with her pen like she was writing on a blackboard. So I think pen interface is something that anybody who's going to be heavy into online, they really need to take a look at it and try to find an environment that works for them. I like this environment a little bit better than just straight up Word. It gives me more flexibility. You've got a lot of options here for inserting in various elements here, you'll notice, and then the drawing interface is very flexible. I've never used the math option since I don't need to, but the math option is kind of funky. You can actually write math expressions that it'll evaluate, and it'll actually show you, some step-by-step evaluation of a particular expression. So it's got some built-in smarts for math that they're kind of startling. So anyway, that's just a highlight for me of this particular environment. Let me go back then and look at the general here. I've also got this assignments group here. You'll notice that the assignments group allows you to create assignments. I do not use this a lot yet. There are some foibles here, but I can just show you quickly. I actually did 2 simple assignments, and the first one was just for students to post a very simple Python program, and then I've graded all of them. And you can go in and look at these assignments. So she posted this helloworld.py program. I did not try to use a pen interface on these. I don't think I can here, but I never tried it. But it does allow you to specify a rubric, and so here's my rubric, and then I just click on the rubric, and that gives them the points I want to give them. You click done, and then you can return it back to the student, and then you click close. A little bit too much clicking for me, but you can then go through your students just clicking here, or you can close this panel and go back into it and pick your students. One flaw that I found was that when you drop a student, and if they have done any assignments, they are in that assignment listing, even if you drop the student from the course. You can remove their notebooks. You might say, why remove their notebooks? Why remove the assignments? Some people might think it's the way to go. I wish that there was a way, though, that I could choose one of these and just remove it from my list, because why do I care about that after the fact? I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. But anyway, that was one issue. Grades, I don't think I've even used grades, but you'll notice that it shows me this listing then of the assignments and their posted grades. If I had a lot, I don't know what this interface would look like. It might be kind of sketchy, but you can always export the whole thing, of course, to Excel. I posted a document that's just a little Python cheat sheet here that I wanted students to have ready access to in this environment. They also, of course, can just download this document. But this, it just shows you that if you want to post something that's, really direct that they need, and for example, my work schedule, which is a Google Doc, that's just pulled up right here, as you can see, and they can go into this Google Doc and there's my work schedule. Also, of course, I posted the syllabus here, of course. And so again, it was just a Google Doc, and notice how it actually shows you the Google Doc right here in this window. So it's always there for them. What else did I post here? Okay, I've already looked at all those things. Okay, and you can add other things here. Now, one thing obviously is students would need to get a little bit of training on this. Since I have students who have a prerequisite of CIS 120 and supposedly 131, there should be pretty handy around these software tools, and so I basically just threw them in pretty much sink or swim. But of course, I'm ready to answer questions, and I'll create videos to show them, questions about whatever. So anyway, that was that. Let's see, do I have anything else I could mention here? There was a video I posted. I had to figure out how to do that. And let's see, is this a video? Yeah, I think it is. And that's probably one reason why it's a little slow loading. It's from Microsoft Streams. It's a Microsoft video site where you post videos, and then you can link them into this. So here's just a quick video of showing them how to basically tour through all the various sites that I use for my Python course. You'll notice there are a bunch of different links up here at the top for websites. I do have students who say, oh, you're using too many websites in this class. It's confusing. But anyway, after you use them for a week or so, then they become pretty much second nature. You may not agree with that, but that's the way it is. And then notebooks. So I have a little video then on notebooks also. Notice once it's connected to Stream, Microsoft Stream, it seems to be a little bit snappier in loading these, doesn't it? So here's a video then on just using their notebook. Let's see. Submitting an assignment using the assignment tool in Microsoft Teams. So anyway, I'm not going to sit through this particular thing, but again, that just shows you how you can link videos into this environment also. So I'm not sure what else I can add. I did just want to repeat that I only started using this term. Right at the very end of spring term, I noticed that Bruce Emerson was looking for a way for student collaboration, and we were all bouncing ideas back around Discord and Teams and you name it. And so I thought, well, I'll take a look at Teams, took a quick look at the end of spring term, said, hey, I'm just going to dive in and go for it here in summer term. And I'm not really sure. I will continue to use it. I'm not really sure how appropriate it would be with other people who are not computer savvy. They would require some training. They could use it, if for nothing else, maybe just for the chat feature. I can't tell you how much I really appreciate having the various chats maintained in this format. Also, you can certainly set up discussion folders, for people, but you can do that in Blackboard, of course. And then the notebook thing is just everything for me right now with the pen interface. So big fan of that. You can also set up notebooks, like they say here, collaboration space. They give you some of these notebooks right off the top that anybody can use in here. I posted a couple of things just, for students to maybe want to try to use. You'll notice that nobody's actually gone in here. I actually did set up some examples, though, just to show students that they could, put something in here. Nobody's doing it yet. I didn't push it. I don't really expect that in this particular class, but I know that people that are looking for collaboration. You can also, I think, create these notebook spaces for subsets of your classes. You don't have to have everybody have access to them, I don't believe. Now, I have not really explored that feature. Like I say, I just dove in and then went with what worked for me. So there's lots to learn here, to say the least. Now, another thing is, I think Microsoft is making a real effort right now because of the online, the boom in online. I think this is something that they have essentially transitioned into as kind of an offshoot of their corporate Teams environment. They're calling it Microsoft Teams for Education, and I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't been around that long, to tell you the truth. I feel that there are some kind of rocky things going on. I've posted a couple things in their tech forums. But I think they might be making a real effort here. And I think that Microsoft is a very capable software development outfit. And I think that they could grow this thing into, quite a useful platform. So anyway, that's kind of where I am right now. And I think I'll just stop on that. I introduced this to the CIS department, oh, shoot, I don't know, a while back. You'll notice there's some posts there, April 2nd, 2017. I got nowhere in the CIS department with this. I think everybody pretty much, I basically added everybody, but I didn't get a whole lot of interaction. Ralph jumped in because Ralph's always a first early adopter, but nobody else really got going on it. So I think it could be a great space for departments too, but you definitely got to get buy-in, and you got to have a reason for people to use it. Alrighty, I'm just going to stop. Please let me know if you have any other questions. This might be all you need to know about it from me. Okay, take care.